So, guys, what's going on? So, here's another story I find interesting, and it's interesting for two reasons. You have this guy that's been arrested over 30 times. He tried to basically grab a 3-year-old girl in a Virginia mall and run out. His name is Andreas Carraris Jalen. I can't pronounce the whole name, but it's there. So, Virginia Mall, and their father is with his 3-year-old daughter, and somehow this father wasn't watching the daughter, wasn't laying eyes on her. The daughter ran away, and the father didn't notice. So that's not good right there. And this guy, Andreas, comes running up or sees the girl walking around and basically just scoops her up and tries to run out of the mall, get out of the mall. Somehow, one way or the other, they caught him. All right, and they caught him trying to get into a stolen car that he just stole from the auto mall, like down the street. So the guy robbed the car, went to the mall, and sees a little girl walking around by herself, a 3-year-old girl walking around the mall, grabs her and tries to run out of the mall. My thing is the father who somehow was in the mall with his daughter and wasn't paying attention, I guess, long enough for her to walk away. I like to know what he was doing or what he was focusing on, that he allowed his 3-year-old daughter to somehow wander off without noticing long enough for this guy to grab her and then make a run to get out of the mall into a stolen car. And then who knows, what would have happened after that. This guy, Andreas, is saying that he saw the girl walking around by herself, and he was going to, try to find her parents, find her mother. So he was going to take her out of the mall into a stolen car to try to locate this little girl's parents, instead of like calling mall security or maybe getting the girl and taking her over to maybe one of the stores or, somebody in the mall. He was going to go out of the mall, and that's how he was going to find her parents. But this is something that you have to be very aware of. There is a lot more of this going on, of people grabbing kids that they just see that aren't with anyone, or they think are not with anyone, and basically running off with them. This guy, he's in a mall. I guess, there's cameras everywhere. He's running out of the mall with this girl. I mean, he picked her up and he's running out of the mall with this girl. He's going to jump in a car. It's a stolen car, so even if we caught the plates, it's not going to matter, and he's taking off. But it's just things like this are happening. And if you're a parent, you better be on top of your kids. And this, even the girl is 3, they're grabbing kids that are teenagers. So you can have somebody that's 13, 14, 15 years old, and they're still grabbing girls that are that age and trying to run off with them. Now, this type of thing happens in other countries all the time. You could see videos. You could see the countries that this happens in. And now things like this are happening here, where it's just blatant, where a guy like this is just going to grab some little girl that's walking around that's, he thinks is by herself or whatever he thinks. Maybe he thinks the father is too far away to do something, and grab your daughter and run off, basically grab her and run. People do things like this with pets, and you hear about this happening where somebody's dog will get like stolen out of her front yard and taken, and then the dog is used for one thing or another. Other countries, they grab kids, and kids disappear, and who knows what happens to those kids. But now you have this in the United States. The fact that this guy has been arrested over 30 times and he's still walking around on the street is pretty amazing. What were you doing 30 times that you got caught, and now you're back on the street, and you're still, after 30 times being arrested and being put through the system, you're still on the street looking to grab kids. That says a lot about, the criminal justice system, let's just say. He had it in him to basically steal a car, which is bad enough, and now, he has it in him to steal a kid. My thing is he out on bail again? I don't know what the story is now, but after he was arrested 30 times, he robbed a car, and now he went to the mall, and now he's looking to, he went to rob a kid at the mall. Is he back on the street again? The way things work now, especially in some of these states and these cities, New York is one of them. Where I am from in New York City, this guy would just, the judge would be like, oh, you robbed a car, you've been arrested 30 times, you tried to rob a kid, no big deal, no bail. And they will let this guy walk out on the street. And then you be in trouble if you try to say something or do something. They would actually come after you because you're questioning, his right to steal cars and rob kids. But you, as I guess a citizen and a parent, have to be vigilant. No way in the world could you go to a mall with your 3-year-old, do anywhere actually. Forget, I don't know who's in a mall anymore, but anywhere, and just not always have eyes on your kids. It can't happen anymore. So the fact that the father, I don't know what this dad was doing, that he let his guard down that long, or whatever, that the girl was wandering away from him long enough that this guy Andreas was able to grab her and run out of the mall. Because even if the father was sitting there and the girl was walking around, he should at least had the girl in his sight, where if this guy walked up to her to grab her or do something, he would be right on top of that. He'd see. But the father didn't even know what was going on. So I don't know. Anyway, I thought this story was interesting for those things. The father not seeing the daughter for that long, the guy arrested 30 times, robs a car, goes to the mall, and then goes to rob a little girl he sees wandering around. And, there's a lot of components to this, which I don't like. It's all not good that this is happening. It shouldn't happen, but it is. This is, America is going in a certain direction. It is in a certain direction. You have to kind of fix it somehow, because you don't want this. You don't want to have to worry about if you go out to a park or a mall or anywhere and there's a guy like this. I mean, if this guy has enough in him to, basically get a stolen car and go to a mall, he can get a stolen car and go in front of a school. Kids are at school, maybe whatever. They're at lunch, they're at play, who knows? He jumps out of the car, he grabs a kid, and he speeds off in his stolen car. That's a lot. That's a lot. That this shouldn't get this far, but I figured I'd share the story. Why not? Make people aware. I don't like things like this. I don't like people like this. But that is it. If you know anything more about this, please leave a comment below, because I love to read your comments. And with that being said, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's staying safe. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.